Yuriko, the Tiger's Shadow, versus Archangel Avacyn. I don't know if I think I played against an Archangel Avacyn recently. I don't know. I might be misremembering. Let's keep that. We can hopefully manipulate some of our draw with Serum Visions. Let's go in for that straight away. We'll grab ourselves a blue source first of all. Won't get far casting Serum Visions without one of those. And we draw a card and then scry 2. We get into Ornithopter, which isn't bad. Dig Through Time. Yeah, with a Scroll Rack in hand, I don't mind Dig Through Time. So let's go onto the bottom for that. And we'll put Dig Through Time on top. Then we'll play Ornithopter, ready to swing in next turn, and we'll start. Do we want to get down our commander next turn? I don't know. We might want to just set up with Scroll Rack first of all. A Mountain and a Mog Fanatic coming out for our opponent. Luckily Ornithopter has 2 toughness. We draw into the Dig Through Time that we already knew we were getting into. Let's set up with Scroll Rack first of all. Hope that our opponent doesn't have any artifact removal. They are in the correct colours for that. And then we'll pass it straight back over. Archangel Avacyn is 5 mana. A Boros commander. A 4/4 flyer with Flash and Vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, creatures you control gain indestructible until the end of the turn, and when a non-angel creature you control dies, you transform it at the beginning of the next upkeep. And it transforms into a 6/5 flyer, and when the creature transforms into Avacyn the Purifier, it deals 3 damage to each other creature and each opponent. We'll just let the 1 damage through from the Mog Fanatic. Our opponent has got down an Ancient Tomb. Okay, getting into a Ninja isn't awful either. I think we'll just put the Dig Through Time on top and start dealing damage to our opponent. So let's shuffle things up first of all. And we'll have to get ourselves... Yeah, we'll just shock in the Watery Grave. And then we can show off why Ornithopter's so good in the deck. Not only is it an evasive creature, but it's a free evasive creature. And the 2 toughness is sometimes relevant, apparently. Alright, so they've passed through the blocking step. We can use Commander Ninjutsu to get our commander onto the field. We bounce the Ornithopter and replace it with Yuriko. Then we Scroll Rack Dig Through Time onto the top. And that will deal a bunch of damage to our opponent when that gets through. Yuriko triggers, reveals the top card of our library and deals damage equal to our opponent. Equal to the CMC cost of the card revealed to our opponent. So that was 8 damage that we just got on our opponent there. And then if we get into a land next turn, we can attempt it again with Ninjutsu and the Higger of the Still Wind. Actually, no, we won't have enough mana to do that because we won't be able to activate Scroll Rack. Scroll Rack is 1 mana to activate. And our opponent's still 1 mana off their Avacyn. They don't seem to be doing a whole lot else so far. Alright, we do get into that land we needed, so let's attempt swinging in with everything. Don't see why our opponent wouldn't leave the Mog Fanatic back to block, but yeah, it looks like they've got a flash creature of some form. Restoration Angel. Now, do they block the Ornithopter? Yeah, I think we just counter that. I don't want to be playing around. I don't mind Yuriko dying, but I think they might use Restoration Angel to block the Ornithopter, and that I don't want blocked. So let's go for Scroll Rack. And we'll Dig Through Time, say done. Put that on top. And then reveal it again once Yuriko hits. She triggers off ninjas. Whenever a ninja you control deals combat damage to a player, reveal the top card of your library. goes into your hand and each opponent loses life equal to the CMC of the card you reveal. Now, unfortunately, we can't make use of all that mana, can we? Yeah, that's a shame. We could have made use of Dig Through Time, actually, had I have not gone for that with Scroll Rack, but I want to show off the top deck shenanigans that you can get going with this deck. It's only our opponent's turn 4. I can't remember who went first, actually, but it's our opponent's turn 4, and we've already got them down to 10 life, thanks to Dig Through Time and Scroll Rack. And I imagine we'll be able to do it again next turn, thanks to Higger of the Still Wind, even if we can't get our commander through. Okay, well that's another flyer, that'll stop Ornithopter. That's really hard to read with that. Whenever at least 2 other creatures attacks you... Oh yeah, it's Lightning Helix, isn't it? We get another land. I think this calls for Liliana, and we'll go for Tetsuko. I think that's alright. So we're not going to swing in this turn. We'll search our library for a card and put it on top. We'll draw into it next turn. And that will make our commander unblockable. We'll just throw it over to our opponent now. Now, if they have a haste creature, then we might have to worry about... I think this is 2 other creatures, was it? Yeah, 2 other creatures. So if they get a haste creature out, then we do have to worry about a Lightning Helix getting thrown around. But they're going into the beginning of combat, so... Oh, and they opt not to swing in. That's strange. Or maybe they're just wanting to hold back so that we don't swing in with Yuriko. That's almost certainly what they're doing. Let's get down Tetsuko. Make Yuriko unblockable. Now they might have removal in hand. They've still got 5 cards left. Creatures we control with power or toughness, 1 or less, can't be blocked. That's all of our creatures. And the only ninja we have in play is Yuriko, so let's just swing in with that. And they seem to have an answer for it. Oh, they have a Lightning Helix in hand, so... Well, our opponent's got it there. Might as well sacrifice it, keep our opponent from gaining any life, and it also gives us a scry. I will keep hold of a counterspell in Arcane Denial. And then no doubt our opponent's going to block here. Perhaps should have swung in with the Ornithopter then, because we could have still got down Yuriko in response to all this, so should have swung in with Ornithopter there. We'll just sacrifice it just in case. It's just good practice to do that. I doubt our opponent's going to get any life gain onto it or anything, but put that on top. We can actually do something tricksy here. We can put the Siren Storm Tamer on top of our library with Scroll Rack and then draw into the Arcane Denial during our opponent's turn and counter something that they do. Let's just get them to discard here with Liliana. No reason not to. Now, I'm just wondering actually if we want to try and go wide on our opponent. No, I'm just going to hold up that little interaction that we spoke about. We can also dig through time if we want to. It's noteworthy that our opponent got rid of Tajik, Blade of the Legion. Just hoping that they don't get into a hasty creature here, because throwing round a Lightning Helix isn't my idea of fun. Mogmaniac, whenever it's dealt damage, it deals that much damage to an opponent or planeswalker. It's a 1/1 for 2 mana. Yeah, we'll let that come in. And then Dauntless Bodyguard as well. So you sacrifice this, and the chosen creature gains indestructible till the end of the turn, okay. And they can swing in with multiple creatures next turn if they want to. They opt not to swing in again. That's fine with me, actually, because that means that I can quite comfortably go for this Dig Through Time and search for an answer. reveal the top 7 cards of our library and put 2 into our hand. There we go. There's one. Yeah, I think we just go for Rags to Riches and Thalakos. Rags is -2/-2. Yeah, I think that's what we have to go for here. Because we are worried about the lightning helixes from this thing now. Cover of Darkness. The fear actually helps us here, doesn't it? Yeah, that's really good. So we go Cover of Darkness. Yeah, that's actually a really good draw. We name ninjas. No, we don't. We name Thopters with that because we want that Thopter to be unblockable. Let me just double check what... Thopter... And I think it's artifacts and black creatures, isn't it? Except for... Yeah. Alright, let's... We can put Rags to Riches on top of our library with Scroll Rack. So let's go in with Ornithopter. I was going to cast the Rags from Rags to Riches to wipe our opponent's board near enough, but that would have wiped ours as well. We get down Yuriko, bounce the Ornithopter. Yuriko comes down. The Ornithopter couldn't be blocked because it had fear. And then Yuriko hits our opponent, and in response to the trigger, you never want to auto-yield to that trigger because you want to be able to respond to it like this. We put Rags to Riches on top, and that will get revealed with Yuriko here. And we'll deal, I always forget how much there's, 11, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah, 11 damage to our opponent, knocking them down to -4. And there we go. Our opponent started to begin to stabilise there, but we were just a bit too quick for them. They weren't doing much in the first few turns, so we managed to run away with it there. That was Yuriko, the Tiger's Shadow, versus Archangel Avacyn. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next one.